I would like to have the honor of introducing Eldon, who is a good friend of mine, and I'm reading the blurbs here about Eldon, and I should probably read the blurb to you. I know you can read, but I'll read it anyway. Well, Eldon has a very diverse background, and he comes to you with a wide variety of skills and a very wide perspective in his mind, and a big spiritually wide perspective in his heart. And he's going to talk to us today about recent advances in scalar technology. And in addition to having all those great skills as a human being, he's got all these technical things here, which I read. You know, he's been a member of the IEEE and the Department of Defense and the Environmental Protection Agency, and an electrical medical engineer and a physicist and a research analyst, and you know, the list goes on and on. So yes, he has very impressive credentials, but what I really want to get across is that he's a very intuitive scientist, a spiritual scientist, and he's been working in areas which are very pioneering. And as part of the USPA Board of Directors, I feel very honored to be able to introduce him, because this is a man who's truly ahead of his time. And today he's going to talk to us about recent advances in an area where we're all very interested in, scalar technology. Eldon Byrd.
Okay, thank you, Glenn. He made it sound really good. Another way of looking at my background is, gee, this guy doesn't know what he wants to be when he grows up. I'm going to be talking about some things that you've heard references to during the conference. In one of Tom Vallone's slides, there was a mention of quantum foam. In Henry Monteith's talk, and in Glenn Rhine's talk, and Barbara Hero's talk, there was mention of toroids and golden mean and sacred geometry. And in Glenn's talk, he added fractals and holograms. These are words that we've kind of heard from time to time, and I'm going to be using those terms in my talk too. Everything I say is compatible with these talks that have been given prior. Currently there are 17 federal agencies that are involved in human experimentation. They claim to use only informed consent and operate in an ethical manner. We can only guess if clandestine operations are still in use with space-age technologies based on recent breakthroughs in scalars. They say they're not, we don't know. There's a whole lot of people that think they are doing something, and including people who are speaking out that have been in the government. Major General Sidney Shacknow, head of a branch of the Special Forces at Fort Bragg, North Carolina, stated on July 2nd, 1997, the U.S. military was working on synthetic telepathy, the ability to read people's intentions, not their thoughts, but their intentions at a distance, and changing those intentions. Other people have made statements that the military is very heavily involved in this sort of technology. The question is not whether or not the technology exists for mind control, it's just a question of whether or not anybody is using it. Is the government using it? Is the private group or individuals using it? Or is it being used at all? I don't know, but I do know this, that with the advent of a new level of understanding of brain function and how to interact with it externally to create alterations without the ingestion of chemicals, a new era of potential mind control techniques has emerged. At its core are scalars, the reports of the hundreds of people all over the world that claim to be harassed by some sort of inputs into their minds or brains cannot be easily dismissed.